So there are a few things you're going to want to know before moving here. In fact, the cost of living in Dallas, Texas is one of them, and we're getting to it right now. Hey, what's up everyone? This is Missy with the Living in Dallas, Texas team. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We're glad that you're here. If you want to know what it's like to live, eat, sleep, play Dallas, Texas, you want to hit that subscribe button and also ring that bell so that you're notified every time there's a new video to the channel. Honestly, we get so many calls, texts, and emails about what it's like to live in the Dallas area. We absolutely love it. So make sure that you reach out so that we can help you too. So we're diving right into our topic today, which is going to be the cost of living in Dallas, Texas. Honestly, I had to do a little research on this one. I have been here and lived in this area for over 50 years, and so I take a few things for granted. So I used a resource called bestplaces.net, and you'll want to do the same thing. You can do a side-by-side comparison of where you currently live compared to any of the cities in our Dallas-Forth Worth Metroplex. Now, when I was doing the research, it's going to look at some key indicators on how we stack up against the rest of the United States. Transportation, housing, utilities, healthcare, childcare are just a few of the things and the factors they take into consideration when doing the cost of living comparison. I do have to tell you that I was pleasantly surprised. As I said, I had to do the research right along with you, and what I found is that compared to national average, the Dallas, Texas area is only 1% higher than the average. So that's great news because there are a lot of reasons why you'd want to live in Dallas, Texas, and you can do so without it costing you a pretty penny. There are other places in the United States that I won't mention on this video that have a substantially higher cost of living because they have beautiful things and great weather, but here you get a little bit of all of it and it's not going to break the bank. So we're going to dive in. I want to look at three of the indicators more closely. One being transportation, another one being taxes, and the third one being housing. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to jump into the transportation piece. Transportation is going to be an absolutely critical part of your existence here in Dallas, Texas. You know, we have wide open spaces and a lot of ground to cover. So public transportation, not a super option here for our families. You're going to want to have at least one vehicle. So with that one vehicle, it drives the cost or cost of living up in that category. So in that category, the cost of the vehicle, your auto insurance, the maintenance on the vehicle, as well as something that we have very predominant around here, which is going to be your toll roads. So your vehicle, of course, that's going to vary greatly between what you're looking for, how big, how small, are you going electric? All of those things are going to be a per family or per person cost. But let's look at the toll roads because that's probably going to be a new one to a lot of you. We have wonderful roads and highways that get us from point A to point B that will cost you absolutely zero to travel on those roads. However, the newer roads that we have that are really bridging the gap and making your travel time far shorter are going to be falling under the tollway systems. So we have the Texas Tollway Authority. They will be happy to provide you with a sticker that we put on our windshield. And then every time you go through one of the toll booths, you don't stop. So it doesn't slow down your traffic or your movement. But they are going to go ahead and tag that toll tag and add up the cost of that part of the thoroughfare. If you're only on it for a segment or two, it's not going to cost you as much. But if you go the full length of the thoroughfare, then it's going to cost you a little bit more. That's just the cost that we pay to get from A to B quicker with newer roads that are very well maintained. You can't avoid them. It may take you a little bit longer to get there, but I would just go ahead and factor that into your cost of living when it comes to transportation here in Dallas. The next thing to consider when looking at the cost of living in Dallas, Texas is going to be your taxes. So Texas is one of those states that does not have state income tax. But we do, however, have property taxes if you own any type of real estate, be that residential or commercial. So let's talk about residential and the implications. Here you're going to have, depending on the county and the neighborhood and the city and the school district that you have chosen to live, you're going to have a 2 to 3% annual property tax evaluation. So with that, you can do a little bit of math based on our average sales price to find that it's going to be a little bit of a higher number than most states. But with the balance of not having the state income tax, I find that it's either a push or you're in better position here in Texas than a lot of the other states. Now, what are you getting for the property tax? You know, no one likes to pay taxes. I don't care what kind of taxes it is. That's not our favorite thing to do. But with it in Texas, I find that we're getting value for the dollars being paid. So with the taxes, it's made up of several different pieces. One of them, and the most important in my opinion, is going to be the school. So part of your property tax goes to the independent school district to fund our public schools. We have some of the absolute best public schools in the land. So if you look at another resource, greatschools.org, you can see exactly how the Texas schools stack up against other schools, one from city to city, or certainly from state to state. So you can see exactly what the quality of education that you can expect for your school-age children. The other part of your taxes that you pay on your property is going to go to the city to help run the city, the county in which it is. That's going to help with your roads. Also, the education and hospital districts as well, to make sure that those things are always top notch for our residents here. So although it may seem a little higher, it's actually a really good return whenever you see all the benefits that we get because of those taxes. Now, what some people do not understand about those property taxes is that once you get here and you own the property, you can file for several exemptions. The one that you could easily get by living here is called the homeowner's exemption. So once you've lived in the property, you can file the appropriate paperwork and get that over to the county, and the county will give you a homeowner's exemption if that is your primary residence, and that can take your taxes down. There's also ones for people that are disabled, as well as senior citizens, and a whole lot in between. So once you get here and you buy that property, then certainly contact the county taxing office, and they'll be able to help you file any of those exemptions that you qualify for, which further takes down your property taxes. So state income tax, property income tax, it's a tax, but at least here you're getting your value for the money paid. Let's round out this discussion on the cost of living in Dallas, Texas with one of my personal favorites, the housing. I cannot tell you how many families I have helped move to this area that were absolutely shocked at how much house they got for the money here in Dallas, Texas. It is stunning. The quality of the homes, they're well built. You get a lot of bang for your dollar. The housing I find to be newer than what most areas offer. In fact, if you wanted a brand stinking new house, you can get that here. And then with that, on the new construction side, not only can you find it, but that's going to help you with the design, the cost of utilities, the maintenance on the house. All of that is going to be covered under warranties for a period of time and give you a lot of bang for your dollar. It is absolutely doable to get houses here for $125 to $150 per square foot. And of course, the sky's the limit depending on your needs, your wants, your wishes, and what area and part of town you decide to call home. And also the school district. If you have school-age children, that factors in as well. But housing here, you will be pleasantly surprised. Now, here's a shocker that you may not realize, and that is in the Dallas, Texas area, probably not going to find a basement. So if you're used to basement living, well, hate to burst your bubble, but not prevalent here. We go up to the wide open sky, okay? So we definitely have single stories as well as 2 stories, but it's going to be ground level and above versus subterranean. We do that mainly because of our dirt, of the soil that is here. It just isn't conducive, if you will, to basement living, which is fine because that's going to give you those sunshine opportunities. So nothing going below the ground. So you're going to have plenty of windows. You're going to have lots of natural light coming in, and you're going to have a lot of square footage, as many bedrooms and bathrooms as you can possibly imagine. And you're going to have some room between your neighbors. You're going to be able to have all the room to roam, but you're not going to sacrifice people. So just because you have some room to roam doesn't mean you're going to be out there by yourself or with wildlife or the livestock, if you will. You're going to actually have a lot of space. You can put in a pool. You can put in playground equipment. The outdoor kitchens and outdoor livings are very popular right now, and you'll have plenty of space to do that. So housing is definitely a key factor when considering the cost of living here, because it is one of the lowest compared to national averages of what you get for the buck. So can't wait to show you guys. You will be totally impressed with what you get, the quality of construction as well, and I can't wait to show you around. Thank you so much for joining me on this discussion about the cost of living in Dallas, Texas. One thing I know to be for sure is this place is huge, but that's okay. I've got your back here. So reach out. Let us know a couple of things that you like and a few things that you don't like. Where you're going to work? What's your lifestyle like? Are you going to be able to work from home? What things are important to you? We can help you narrow it down to find the perfect spot to call home. But in order to do so, you have to reach out via phone, text, call, email, anything, all the above. That way we can really have a great in-depth discussion so that we can pinpoint your new home here in Dallas, Texas. So days, nights, and weekends, we've got your back when moving to Dallas, Texas, and we look forward to seeing you soon.